I'm excited about Updraft because it has to do a lot with a lot of different the dimensions of the public goods, of identity, of DAOs, and how you deal with them, how you want to work with VCs or you don't want to work with VCs, how you get funding, how you want to present your ideas. So it just a very minimal but very comprehensive platform, and I can't wait for people to learn more about it.
GM, welcome to what's going to be another fantastic episode of DevNTell. This one, a feature of the Builder Series powered by Arbitrum DAO. So today, I'm ecstatic to welcome Adam and Paslar, who are the co-founders of Updraft. So if you didn't know, Updraft is a decentralized coordination platform where ideas come first and everything else follows. If you stick around for today's episode, you'll see Adam and Paslar show us how Updraft works, how you can use it to fund your idea without a business model, investors, or time-consuming grant applications. All right, let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of DevNTell is brought to you by our friends at Arbitrum. Arbitrum is a technology suite designed to scale Ethereum. You can use Arbitrum chains to do all the things you do on Ethereum, but your transactions will be cheaper and faster. With over 3.8 million ETH saved, 1.69 million active wallets, and over 1.7 billion total transactions, why would you want to settle for any less? Get started today by exploring Arbitrum's comprehensive docs and tutorials linked in the description below to help you get started launching your next dApp today. Now, on to today's show. GM, welcome to the show, Paslar and Adam. Ecstatic to have you both on.
Great, yeah. Well, thanks.
Happy
for
to be
having
here.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, you guys are the first guests of many who are going to join us for our Builder Series, highlighting particular amazing founders who are building in a given ecosystem. And in this series of Builder Series, focusing on Arbitrum. And I guess before we get into all the fantastic content you have around Updraft, would you both like to give a brief introduction about yourselves?
Sure. I guess I can go first. Yeah, so I discovered, I guess, what I would call the decentralized space about 7-8 years ago. I was looking for a way to pitch my ideas about universal basic income, and I had been heavily researching how to make a community currency, an online community currency. And I had just barely realized that, hey, this Bitcoin thing that I initially dismissed, you could actually build a coin on top of that. And then from there, I discovered Ethereum, which was a better way to launch your own token. So I got really excited about that. Griff Green from Giveth is the one that kind of brought me in and held my hand and said, yeah, you have a good idea. Let's work on that. And we started through Giveth working on Bright ID, which is a decentralized unique identity platform that needs to underpin, you need that to underpin something like universal basic income. So with some grants from Aragon and Giveth and others, I got started on that 7 or 8 years ago. And I think we officially launched it January 2019, I want to say, at a conference in Germany for Aracon, and so that was really cool. And from there, yeah, I've just been working on all this stuff, and trying to solve these problems. As I went, I didn't realize that there was also this problem about funding public goods and how hard it can be if you want to build something that's for everybody. You don't want to exclude people, and you don't really want to charge fees. And that's the case with Updraft. We didn't really want to charge fees. We just wanted to build something that everybody could use. And that makes it really tricky because everyone's saying, well, what's your business model? And how is this going to make money? And, we pitched to even to VCs who invited us in. And I remember going to Tim Draper and just basically having to admit that, yeah, we don't have a business model. Like, we don't know how we would even pay for this. So anyways, all those frustrations and also frustrations of DAOs and getting grants, and it led to what is now Updraft, which is what we're going to present today. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess every product has a interesting origin story, and Updraft is no different. I guess before we get into some more details around Updraft, Paslar, did you want to give a brief introduction about yourself?
No, I'll try to be as brief as my hair. So yeah, I started my journey in Web3. I think with Bright ID in 2018 or maybe a bit later, with Adam and Philip. And as Adam said, we started through the Givers and the Aragon funds. And I've been in this space consistently since then. More recently, I worked with the Giveth and General Magic with Griff Green. And yeah, I've been the following Adam and his experience and his the journey with the DAOs, with public fund platforms, how he is dealing with foundations and everything. And it just makes sense that Adam, through this journey, has come up with the idea of the Updraft platform, which puts all these different aspects of his experience together to this platform that solves a lot of these problems that we've been facing, working with different aspects of it. So yeah, I'm excited about Updraft because it has to do a lot with a lot of different the dimensions of the public goods, of identity, of DAOs, and how you deal with them, how you want to work with VCs or you don't want to work with VCs, how you get funding, how you want to present your ideas. So it just a very minimal but very comprehensive platform, and I can't wait for people to learn more about it.
Awesome, amazing. I love that. And yeah, I guess let's get right into it then. I'm very curious to learn more about Updraft as well. So I guess starting very high level, what is Updraft?
Go for it, Paslar. You're better than me at explaining this.
No, I'm not, but I'll try. So what I think Updraft is a platform for everyone to jot in their ideas and earn money through posting their ideas, earn money by supporting ideas that are going to be supported by others later on, earn money by providing solutions by for the ideas that you like. So it's basically a new way of creating products that you have the ideas for without having to turn into VCs and getting to all the troubles with business models and convincing VCs that this is a good idea and it's going to be a good product. So that you're motivated to post your ideas on Updraft rather than going through all the hassles of learning about business models and talking to VCs. And then on the other side, it's a very good way of generating revenue and earning money by finding ideas that that other people might have missed, and supporting those ideas by your UPDs, by your the 2 cents, and then having those ideas being on top of other ideas so more people see them. And then the more people come in and see that idea and recognize it and support it more, you earn money. So if you previously worked on a VC and you were excited about working on a VC, Updraft is there for you without working for a VC because you're a good identifier of the exciting ideas. And then on the other side, if you're looking for work and you're looking for earning money by development, by doing some work, there's this huge list of the ideas on Updraft that you can go and look for and see, okay, this is a good idea. I want to make it happen. So you provide a solution, you detail your the way you want to solve a problem or do the work, and then others can come in and fund your solution, and then you can start working and be compensated for that. So it's good for people who have exciting ideas but are not going to be able to find the ways to be in touch with VCs and go through all kinds of hassles. It's a good way for earning money if you want to identify ideas early on, and it's a good way of earning money if you want to find work without having to apply with your CVs and resumes to all these large corporations. You go right into your tasks and find the ideas that you like without having to be employed in corporate. So it's just a new way of thinking about building the products, and it's a new way of working for products and ideas that you find interesting and exciting for yourself.
Interesting. So it kind of sounds like it's a mishmash of product hunt, crowdsourcing funding for a project, and kind of like a bounty board of things to do for each project, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's a really good way to put it.
Oh, okay, there you go. Amazing.
It's also a new way of for foundations like Arbitrum itself.
Yes.
Because before they had to have these grant missions, and then they have these people who are gatekeeping the grants and finding the proper the solutions for the things that they wanted to happen. But now in Updraft, they can create campaigns and say, okay, these are the problems that we have. These are the kind of ideas that we want to support, and then just support the ideas that they see on Updraft. And then the community itself, with their 2 cents, come in and support the ideas that they like, support the solutions that they like, and then the community itself is building the products without having to employ the gatekeepers and going through all those hassles.
Yeah, gotcha. That's what really convinced me that Updraft was worth building, was talking to DAOs and grant makers and just learning their process and applying for grants from them and learning the process from that side too. Working with Gitcoin, working with Octant, working with the Ethereum Foundation led me to understand that these organizations, and Arbitrum DAO as well, they would love to have feedback and input from a wide community. They would love to get lots of people looking at proposals, lots of people voting on proposals, lots of people participating and choosing what gets funded. And they've tried various ways to do that. And it's really hard. It's really hard to wrangle people and beg them to vote on things and so we want to alleviate that struggle. We want to say, okay, here's people that have already they realize that you as a grant maker have these goals, and they've already identified for you. You didn't have to beg them or ask them, because they've been earning little bits of money by doing this already, identifying for you what are good ideas, what are good proposals, and highlighting them for you. So all you have to do is come in and see what the community has already done and put your funding there. And that's what we've created with Updraft.
Awesome. Yeah, I have some more questions, but I think they might be answered once you start doing your walkthrough. So
sure.
Without further ado, I will bring your screen on stage.
Yeah, sounds good.
And yeah, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Thank you. This is the Updraft app. This is what it looks like when you've been using it for a while. You'll have a bunch of updates from things that you've been following and funding and supporting. But skipping over that real quick, this is more what it'll look like if you're brand new. You'll have these tasks that help you along the way. And building off of what I said about grant makers coming in, here on the homepage, you'll see these campaigns. And right now we have 3 active campaigns. And this is the opportunity for grant makers like Arbitrum DAO to come in and say, we have a campaign. We want someone to build an improved sequencer for our blockchain. And so they make a campaign around it. And then people have ideas of what they would like, what sorts of approaches that they might have. Like they might have specific insights, like, well, it should be done this way or it should be done that way. And that's where ideas come in. And so right now we've got a lot of ideas around this campaign, which is kind of a fun campaign. This is not about building things. This is actually more of a scavenger hunt. So I'll just talk about this since this happens to be up and like fairly popular right now. But this is for Song a Day. So Jonathan Mann has been writing a song a day since 2009. The same month that Bitcoin was launched, he's been writing a song. So he's like, this is the real proof of work. Like he's been working every day writing songs. Anyway, so he has over 6,000 songs, and we've been doing these fun campaigns where we highlight songs with certain tags. Like right now, the tags are food jingles. So over the years, what jingles has he been paid to write about food items? And so people have actually, you notice a lot of these are for me because I'm his biggest fan. But anyways, we've been discovering these hidden gems in his songs and posting them here, and then other people come in and add their support to these songs. So you can, if there's an idea that you like. So this one's pretty easy to verify. I can come in, click the YouTube link, and listen. Yep, this is a jingle about food that Jonathan Mann wrote. So then if I like it, I can add my support to it. And what's cool about this is, even though this just started a day ago, so it doesn't have support yet, but anyone who's listening, if they agree with this and they're like, yep, this fits the campaign, this is what we're looking for, and they like it because it's also kind of a popularity contest, they can add their small amounts of UPD tokens and add their support. And then as more people come on later, there's this 10% funder reward. So at the beginning, it starts off as a fee that you pay. So you pay 10%, but then you quickly get that back as more people support this idea. They're also paying in 10%. So you try to pick ideas that haven't been saturated yet, that still have more supporters to come, and then be early enough that you're collecting the funder rewards from those funders. And then you may ask, well, like, okay, what's the end game of this? Like, how does this, like, how do people near the end get rewarded? And the answer to that is, with campaigns, they have the option to do something called an airdrop, where it's like they're not in it to collect these rewards that everyone else is collecting it. They're in it because they wanted this attention to happen. Like, they wanted people to do this kind of treasure hunt for ideas for them. So what happens is they come in at the end and they airdrop tokens to their favorite ideas and favorite solutions. And we'll talk about solutions in a minute, but this is just about ideas. So let's say that Arbitrum DAO was doing a campaign. They could make a commitment up front that once the community has identified the best ideas, and they could set a time limit if they want, they don't have to. We are committing to putting in $100,000 or $1 million that we're going to airdrop to the ones that we feel fit what we were looking for. And then it's up to the community to signal those, and they rise to the top. You'll get at the home, on home, you'll see like the hottest ideas rise to the top. So it's a way for grant makers to run campaigns, get all the work done by a community. They don't have to even know who their community is ahead of time. The community gets built as it goes. So it's not like you have to say, well, who are the people that I already have? Like, how do I get people in to vote, and who are the token holders or something like that? This is just open to everybody. So you may find out that that through a campaign like this, you have a much larger community than you thought, and you build your community this way. So that's kind of how ideas work. Maybe we should pause there. There's a lot of components of Updraft, but that's the basic of ideas. And any questions so far on that?
Yeah, I guess it looks like the only way to support a idea is through the UDP token.
Yeah, the UPD tokens. Mm-hmm.
How would one obtain tokens?
That's a great question. So let's see. So let me get to a screen where. Okay, so here we go. So UPD. We wanted to make sure that anyone can get UPD to get started. So if you come to our Discord, there's a UPD faucet. We give away tokens. And those fees that you saw, there's the 10% fee that goes to supporters of ideas that come after you, but there's also a 1% fee. And that 1% fee, all of that goes into this faucet. So anyone, every week you can come to our Discord and collect more UPD tokens. It's a small amount. It's like 18 cents worth right now, but I don't know. I can't exactly predict what it's going to be in the future, but it's enough to at least get you started, and you can build more from there. You can earn multiples of UPD if you put them on the right ideas. So we wanted to lower the barrier. Anyone can at least get some to get going. You can also buy it on Uniswap. We put all of the UPD tokens into a liquidity pool. So 100% of them are on Arbitrum paired with USDC. So right now you can buy them with USDC, or you can use something like Jumper to swap any tokens from any chain on and get UPD tokens and get started. Why did we choose our own token? Why not just use something else? When you're comparing ideas and you want to figure out what the best idea is, we need a way to compare, and it's based on support, how much support they have. So we need a common denominator to compare. If we allowed the initial support for ideas to be in 1,000 different tokens, we'd have to figure out how to compare 1,000 different tokens. And yes, you can do things like price, instant price quotes and things like that to try to compare, but it's easier for our algorithm that is indexing all of these and then comparing them and sorting them by which ones have the most interest if we just have a common token. And so we thought, well, could we use something like Glow Dollar, like a stable coin that's aligned with us? But for ideas themselves, we decided it doesn't need to be stable. We don't need to pick ETH, the gas token. That was another option, because it's like, okay, we could do that, or we could pick our own token, because if we pick our own token, what we can do is we can take 1% of the fees, which we call them anti-spam fees, because they help keep, by having a small fee, you keep spam off the platform. So we take our anti-spam fees and we just recycle them into a faucet. So we have full control over that. So that's why we use UPD, but we don't want it to be a barrier for anyone. We want to make it easy to get UPD. So I hope that answers that. I'm sorry that was a very long answer, but
it does indeed.
Yeah, you basically can just open Updraft fund and then connect your wallet or any wallet, and then you can start experimenting with it for free. Just jump in our Discord and put in your wallet. You can find the instructions, pretty intuitive and easy to find. And then you can get your free UPD. And then your mission is to either start creating an exciting idea that others find exciting and start supporting it, or be on a witch hunt for finding the exciting ideas that haven't taken off yet, so that others might come along after you and find it more interesting and earn money, so you grow your UPD. Or because you can find ideas there that aren't having solutions, or you don't find the solutions that are already provided as exciting as the solution that you have in mind, post a solution for those ideas and say, okay, I can do this. For that, I'm going to need this amount of funding. and then earn money through there. So it's free to use, basically completely free. And then I always say in our conversations that we have with others introducing the Updraft, that it's very hard to lose money on Updraft. It's just like a percentage for like fees that are keeping the spams out. But you have nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain potentially if you're a good hunter of the great ideas, or you're a good developer, or someone who can provide solutions to exciting ideas. So giving it a try is easy and free. Losing money is very difficult. You have to find really interesting ways to lose like meaningful amounts of money on Updraft.
Yeah, like I said, the main way you lose money is by being a grant maker, like Arbitrum, where you're happy to lose the money. It's like you're trying to lose the money. You're the one that comes in at the end and rewards everyone for surfacing all these great ideas and solutions. So,
gotcha. And I guess so we went over like one side of it, the people who are making ideas, the people who are supporting ideas. What are these solutions? I imagine it's the people who are actually doing the work to make the idea a thing.
You got it exactly right. So yeah, every solution has an idea that it originated from. So once these ideas bubble up and rise to the top, and you have some very highly visible ideas that the community has surfaced, that encourages people to build solutions, because they say, okay, well, there's a lot of interest here. And so this solves a problem that a lot of founders have, because founders want to have early feedback. They want to know, is my idea worth building? And it takes a lot of legwork to figure that out. And you really should be doing that before you start building. You don't want to waste your time building something that nobody cares about. So you start with an idea, put on Updraft. You don't have to have it mapped out how you're even going to solve it. You just have to have a fairly clear problem statement of what you want to do and a vision. And it doesn't have to be like this is one that I'm showing for Updraft itself. It doesn't have to be this structured even. It can be really free form. So here's one that's like more free form. It's just like someone says like, hey, when you come to Updraft, you're dumped straight into the Updraft platform, and it would be better if we had a landing page. And so people have started working on landing pages based on this idea, which I think is great. So you come up with your idea. It could be for an existing product that is missing something. And so you make an idea saying what you would like to have. Works really well with open source products, but even with closed source products, you could get some rally some community support behind it, and then go to the people who built it and say, look, obviously people want this. Once an idea has kind of proven itself, then you get people building solutions for it. So a solution, you here, let me create a new solution for this so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so there's existing solutions, but I'm going to draft a new solution. So I put in a name, I put in a description, and then I pick some funding details. I pick a deadline. I pick the token. One of the campaigns that we're actually doing is we want to figure out what tokens we want to use for funding. So for ideas, because we want apples to apples comparison, we're using the UPD token for that. But for solutions, it's much more likely that you'll want, because this is where you're actually getting paid to do the work. It's much more likely you'll want something like a stable coin, or maybe if let's say Arbitrum's running a campaign, maybe they'll want to pay people in ARB tokens. So maybe they'll have a pot of ARB tokens that they're giving out. So you can pick any token you want. And one of the things that we want to do for our campaign that you see on the home screen, oops, I should have, let me just not open a new tab. So we want people to help us figure out what networks to support and what stable coins to support. So when you're so you can give us ideas. So those can be ideas that you create. You can tell us what network do you want? So like, if you want us to be on status L2 when it launches next year, you can support this idea. Or if there's some other network that nobody's thought of yet that you think Updraft should be on, yeah.
Yeah, and this is like another aspect of Updraft that Adam is now unveiling. Like ideas can be about the voting and how
Right.
you can ask others to show you which kind of idea to support. So we wanted to ask the community which network is the best to have UPD on, and then you can have them as ideas there. So someone comes and say, okay, we think that Arbitrum is the optimal network for UPD to be hosted on, or status L2 is the other one. And then if you have a good the good trait of finding the community and their will, and support the idea of, for example, the Arbitrum to be the main network, because you think the others in the community are going to support that idea and be early in supporting that idea, you can earn money by voting. Because
Right.
one of one of the concerns that we have in DAOs is participation, and that you have to go around and beg people to please come in and there's this vote and show the which one you support. But here, you're incentivized like monetarily. Just I want to be early in supporting this network because I'm going to earn money if others come in and support my ideas. So it's another aspect of the Updraft that has to do with DAOs and the incentivizing the community to come participate in voting. So it's just a better way, and you earn money by voting. So this is a better way to go for it.
Right. So the reason I went off on that tangent is because this list right now just has UPD in it for the funding token, but I would love to see USD Glow in here. I would love to see, what's your favorite stablecoin? What do you want to see in this list? What liquidity pairs do you want to have with UPD? Right now it's just UPD USDC on Arbitrum. Do you want to see UPD USD Glow on Celo network? What do you want? You tell us. So yeah, like Paslar said, voting, there can be voting campaigns where it's not like, so we're not going to, maybe there might be some money to airdrop on those, but mostly it's just, we want the community feedback. And if other community members say that you're right and you were early and you're the one that found this really cool network that we should definitely be on, then great, you earn some money. So you pick your funding token, and I imagine there'll be lots of stable coins that people will be using, or DAO tokens and stuff like that. You pick the goal, that's pretty obvious, the deadline. And then staking is an interesting way to reward people that are willing to take a bet on funding your solution. What you're saying here is you're saying if we don't make the funding goal by the deadline, this is how much we're giving out as a reward to people who took a risk with us. If the solution fails, then to reach its goal, then this stake gets split. So everyone gets their funds back, plus they get this stake. And you may say, well, I'm just a poor person, like that's why I'm raising this money. I don't have money to put a stake. But if you can find someone to help you stake, like anyone can add a stake, but if you can find a way to put up that stake yourself or get someone else to put up stake, it really does help, because then you're in a situation where funders are looking at your solution and they're seeing okay, if this goal fails, I'm gonna collect this stake. And so it's getting near the deadline and it looks like it's not gonna quite make it. So they add some money in because they want to get part of the stake. And so they want it, and then someone else sees it and sees that it's close. So they put theirs, and now suddenly you're getting close to the goal. And then somebody else comes in and is like, well, I actually want to see this get built and it's almost to its goal now. I'll just finish it. And so it's kind of like that sort of this honeypot or whatever of the stake can actually get you get you funded more quickly. So it's optional, but I think it's just another way to get people interested in taking a risk and funding your idea. Then you can also set the funder reward. So we saw how for ideas it's a 10%. So you could just say, I'm keeping all the funds for myself, or you could say, I want every time anyone funds my solution, I want some of that to go to earlier funders. So if you're a funder, you've got, like, if you're early, you've got the funder reward. If you're kind of late, you've got the stake. This puts funders in a situation where how do you not fund public goods? You're in a position where it just always makes sense to fund the public good, especially if it's something that you like anyway. So after you set all these parameters, you create your solution, and I'm not going to do that because this is not a real solution, but and then after that, you share it. Obviously, anytime you create an idea or fund a solution, because of the way that the incentives work, you're going to want to share that with anyone that you think might also be willing to fund, so that you can earn from them. And that's the way it works.
Awesome. It seems like you both built quite a feature-packed product here. I guess as we're coming to time, what's the how can people get started with Updraft?
Yeah, so the best way is to come to our Discord. We will hold your hand. We'll give you free UPD tokens. I think people here are pretty familiar with using wallets, but we're hoping to attract new users that have never used a wallet before and show them how to do it. So we'll explain everything and help you do everything on Discord. One of the things that I've been doing recently, Updraft has only been around for a month, so it's brand new, but I wrote a couple of blog posts to help people, because I saw that people were struggling with taking their ideas and turning them into something that they could put on Updraft. So what I did was I put some steps that I use myself to get my ideas onto Updraft. And these are just some brainstorming ideas, how you can first make a list of your ideas and then rank them, and then figure out how to write descriptions. And the descriptions don't have to be perfect, but and then decide how much to deposit, how to get the UPD. It's got all the steps in here that you would need to do. So come to our Discord, read our blog, try this out, spread the word, because the more people you have supporting your ideas, the better. And yeah, just get your ideas up on Updraft and see what happens.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely, gang. You got nothing to lose. So
yeah, by the way,
check out.
You can just open the updraft.fund, and all links and everything is right there. It's very intuitive.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
find
Right
where
here.
to chat. You can find where to get the UPD. You can find the guide. Everything is right there. Just updraft.fund, and you're good to go.
Yep, and that is linked in the description below. So definitely have a play around with Updraft, and as well as the Discord link, and the link to the Mirror blog post as well. We will link in the description below, so you have all that content ready at your disposal. And with that, I just want to thank you both, Paslar and Adam, for coming on the show today. That's pretty amazing. You mentioned it was only 1 month old. It looks like it's been around a little bit longer. So you guys have been building like crazy. So keep up the great work. And excited to see where Updraft goes next.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. And with that, just want to wish everybody a very happy Friday, happy weekend, wherever you may be. And we'll catch you back here for another great episode of DevNTell next week. Till then, have a good one. Cheers. If you enjoyed this episode of DevNTell, be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode. Till the next one, cheers.